What is up, YouTube? I'm back in the garage. This time with Zeus the Newfie. Say what's up, Zeus. He's chilling. So yeah, back in the garage. Decided to do a little bit more in-depth review on my bed setup here on the Gladiator, or just to kind of cover some of the accessories and stuff I run in the bed consistently. Early on in the process of, kind of having the Jeep and getting things set up, I know I worked on the bed early on, and I had a lot of people reach out here and there, mainly like on the Gladiator forum, for example. A couple other, people here and there asking on specifics on some of the accessories I went with, or, just general questions on my setup. So figured I'd dive into that a little bit more in depth than what I covered on my walk around video. So, well, go ahead and get right into it. Well, actually, before we get into anything, I want to kind of make some disclaimers here. First off, mind you, my setup is really basic, I like to call it, and very practical for my needs. Now, keep in mind, I'm not an overlander by any means, so obviously you don't see any kind of rooftop tents or bed racks or anything like that. That's a little bit overkill for my my personal use. And then even from just like an off-road standpoint, I mean, I live in the city. I do get this thing off-road by all means, but it's a good drive in any direction to get off-road. So I keep only really what I need on the truck. And then, even just from that off-roading, I'm no avid rock crawler either. So just do enough to kind of get out there and have fun, and based off the truck's abilities and limitations and whatnot. So with all that said, again, I like to think of my setup as pretty basic and straightforward. So nothing intricate here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it though. So first thing obviously that you can notice is this Diamondback cover. This is the Diamondback HD. I've said it before, this is by far my favorite addition to the truck, and was one of the main additions I got early on as far as upgrades. I knew I wanted to go with one of these the minute I seen one. Actually, I seen these before I even had the truck, and wanted one prior to even having a truck. So, but these things are solid, made right here in the US. I think they're out of Pennsylvania. Basically a really legit company. This thing is practically bomb-proof. I love everything about it. As I said, I live in the city, so security is a really big, consideration, I guess, for having my truck. And with this thing, I mean, there's hands down no better bed cover out there, in my opinion. So as you can see, it locks up. It's got two openings here, two handles. So this particular version is what they call textured black. It's more like a bed liner coating. They do have a rugged black version, which that's more of their original diamond plated version, kind of one of the original ones that they had before they had these. I decided to go with this textured black version just for the simple fact that my bed liner inside the bed is bed liner coated. And then moving over here to the sides, my side steps by Go Rhino, these RB20s here, as you can see, that kind of matches the whole look of that as well. So that's why I decided to go with that. But this is the HD model. They do have a couple other models, but the HD specifically, the main difference between that and, like, for example, the SE model is the haul capacity, or the weight limit that it allows. I mean, technically, you're supposed to be able to put an ATV on top of here if you needed or wanted to. I mean, now, would I ever be doing that? Probably not. But with this HD one, I think it's rated to like 1,600 pounds of haul capacity. And then the SE version, which does not have the support beams underneath, or just doesn't have as many support beams, should I say. It's only rated for like 400 haul capacity, 400 pound haul capacity. So I just went with the HD model. I probably could have went with an SE, but a couple other little things too. If you do get the HD and you want these anchor cleats attached, because you can get them unmounted, I guess. But it only comes with 4 on the SE, so you get 1 in each corner, as opposed to the 12 that's on this HD, 4 on each side, and then 2 front and then back. And that's assuming you want those installed, because you can actually get them, you know, not installed at all and do it yourself. Or some people I've seen that don't have any at all. They just like kind of the clean look, but I do like them, and it's just something helpful too if you're ever strapping stuff on the top, which I have done. You can ratchet stuff down on here, and it's just you know, it's pretty helpful to have them in all the right places. So let's go ahead and open it up though, kind of show a little bit of it operation wise. As I said, this locks. Just spin this out, and it's on these on this like shock here on both sides, and it just kind of opens up on its own. All those decals I've done on my own. It's just kind of some of the stuff brand wise I've went through or went with on the truck. As I said, it has these double support beams, and that's on each panel. And that's what gives it the extra weight rating for this HD model anyways. But when you turn this handle here, it kind of moves left and right these shafts, and that's what secures it. You follow that along, goes through here, and then let me open up the bed. And then this, once it moves through, it secures inside of the trail rail system, which I have the Mopar, the actual stock. This came stock with the truck, the trail rail system, so it secures into there, and that's an option, I guess, that you have to pick in getting a Diamondback. They do ask if you have like some kind of trail rail or rail system, and it should work with aftermarket ones, I'm pretty sure. But that also dictates the clamps here and how those mount in, because as you can see, those go right into the trail rail system as well, and that's on both sides. So talk a little bit about that. Move back out here. So as you can see, there's 3 panels here. Got your cab side, the middle one, and then your tailgate panel. But as you can see, those 2 clamps, that's what kind of locks this in place and keeps the whole cover secure. And then the actual cab side and rear panel is what hooks to the middle panel on these hinges right here. They kind of slide in. So they do make another version called the Switchback, and it's 3 panels as well. But the middle panel, it's basically the whole panel itself, or the whole bed cover really, is divided into thirds. So the panels aren't like, for example, this one, it would only be about to like right here, and then all of those would be the same size. But the idea behind it is you flip over, you know, your rear panel over onto the middle panel, again the same size, and you take those 2, flip those over onto the cab side panel, and then you're able to strap those down and kind of secure it. And I guess from that sense, you're able to use your bed, a little bit more room of your bed if you have to do truck things, or use your bed for actual truck things. It gives you a little bit more room. Not that I haven't been able to do that even with this setup. I'm not really hauling a bunch of stuff. I have had times where I've had to strap some stuff on top, or carry stuff inside and had it propped up. So for me, this works. And I mean, there's been a couple times where I've actually just needed the full bed. It's not, I mean, it only takes maybe 20 minutes to maybe remove the whole bed cover, and that's really because of the clamps. I mean, otherwise it's not that big of a deal. So just a little bit about that. So kind of go over here to the cab side and show you how that opens as well. So you open that up. All right, as you see, that does not open all the way. Now that's not by accident. So there's like a safety latch here, and I'll kind of get in there. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but I'll try to show you how this operates. But that's what stops it. And the idea behind that is if you was, in your bed, forgot you was messing around with it, decided to take off, this doesn't go flying back and, smacking anything. So it's a little safety latch that they have there. But to fully extend it, you're basically going to push back down on the top and then up on that safety lever. So kind of show you here. So down on the top, up on that, and then it goes out of that little hinge opening there, and then you'll see it just comes right up. So that's the fully extended. And come over on this side, kind of show you how it looks fully extended, both panels. So yeah, but absolutely love the bed cover. It's by far my favorite addition to the truck, as I've said. So they do make Diamondback accessories that go with the Diamondback. There's like a toolbar you can kind of drill and mount into the underside of the panel there, and mount various tools and whatnot. They have like a Molle, I don't want to call it a full panel, I guess. So I guess it is kind of a panel, but it's more of a plate. It's not really that big, but you can put that up there and mount various things to that. Only accessory so far that I've went with Diamondback is the Diamondback light, which I have attached here. And I have actually two of them because the length on it, I wanted it to cover the full width of the cover here. And the length I just didn't think was long enough for my preference, so I got two, and I just run them side by side. But they're push button here, and you can see it's kind of tucked up underneath this first support beam, which angles it down onto the bed. It just gives you that much more additional light besides the normal bed light that you have on both sides of the bed. But you kind of see there, same thing on the other side. It's push button, and then now I have the full length of that. And of course I'm in a garage during the daytime, so can't really see how bright it is, but it does angle down right at the point in when you first access your bed, so right where you need it. And this, I forget the exact time frame on it, and you may even see it here in a minute. This will blink. It'll flicker like a couple times, and it'll do that like a series of 2 or 3 times after a certain amount of time, just letting you know, hey, are you still using me? If not, that way, just saves your battery. You're not just leaving the light on and not thinking about it, just, subconsciously lets you know that, the light is on, so it'll turn off on its own. But otherwise, you just press it off. So anyway, that's it on the Diamondback. You can get on the website and check it out, and I'll list everything in the links too once I get going with this. But I'll list everything, or at least link everything in the description. So if you guys have any questions on that, but let's go ahead and kind of move into the bed. So the bed itself, as you can see, is bed liner coating, and this is by Line-X. I chose to go with Line-X versus the stock version, and this is the premium version. They have like a standard, a premium, and then like another one. But the main difference from this one and the standard is, well, I don't know if it's just mine, but mine looks like kind of like a glossy look, which I actually like. They just did a really good job on mine. I'm not sure if they're all done like that, but the main difference was that it's supposed to be UV protected. Not that I'm really going to have that problem with the Diamondback cover on. This thing doesn't really see sun that much, but it does prevent fading supposedly. So in any case, I went with the premium version on that. But see the Line-X right there. So that is that. Over here on the left side, actually, well, kind of, I guess on all sides, if you can see, these the Molle Panels. And if you look right there in the middle, you see that logo, JCR Off-Road. Another legit company right here in the US. They're out of Michigan. They just make various Molle panels, roof racks. I think they even do bed racks. And it's not just for the JLs and JTs. I mean, they cover other vehicles as well, but different little inside Molle panels, cab type Molle panels, but legit company. I like the Molle panels for a couple reasons. One, they're like really sturdy, and I've seen other ones that have like problems with rusting. And this, not that this bed sees water because of the Diamondback, but I mean, even just in situations where I've sprayed it out and like water kind of sits in there where I haven't like completely dried it out, I've not seen any kind of signs of rust or like anything from that aspect. So it's held up pretty good, and I've had these for quite a while now. But another specific reason that I like these as opposed to other ones is they seem to match the actual, like they fit to the bed specifically to the JT. I've seen other ones that just look more universal, and prime example of that is like for the bed light right here, the opening. They cut that out specifically for that location, as opposed to many other ones I've seen where these, like the lines go over top and kind of cover the light. You know, it doesn't look as pleasing to the eye in my case. This looks like it's more specific to this model truck, and as opposed to some of the other ones, looks like it's just something that it's universal and you just kind of made it work for your setup. So that's why I went with these, but I like them. Went with the whole all three, and the left and right is the same. So if you get on their website, it just says center and then side. The left and the right is the exact same. You can use it. All you do is just obviously just, you know, flip it to the other side if you're gonna go to the other side, or flip it, rotate it rather. So that's really it on that. You see this Element fire extinguisher. Now obviously, which is a good thing, I haven't really had a chance to use this, but I would like to actually test these out, just for the simple fact I've seen like some of the videos on them. These look pretty cool, but they're real slim and compact. You know, saves a lot of room. Even some of your smaller fire extinguishers take up a lot of space. So I just like the sleekness of this, and you know, it's always good to have some kind of fire extinguisher on the truck or whatever you have, especially if you're out and about. So you know, something good to have on a truck. And like I said, I like this particular setup. This is the E50, I think they call it, and just mainly goes because it's, I don't know if you can see that there, but 50-second discharge time. So it's the Element E50 right here. And if you can, we'll get in close right here, if you can see, so where it mounts here, these are actually custom mounts, and these are by Gorman Precision out of Texas. So I was looking for like a legit way to mount this, and I didn't want anything just kind of tacky looking. So I reached out to Gorman Precision. We went back and forth for a little bit. He ended up getting the exact dimensions to this, the openings here in the JCR panel. I think he even ended up purchasing one on his own, just to, you know, have for future reference and other orders or whatever the case may be. But he ended up doing a really good job, and he made these like inserts based off the diameter of these openings, and the back side's a little bit thicker so it doesn't like fall through, and then it just buttons up when you actually put the mount on, so it stays in there nice and snug, and you're able to just snap that right in there. So anyway, shout out to Gorman Precision on that. He really looked out, and I like the way that looks. Most of everything else, as you see, we move over here to this rigid 18 volt inflator here. That's mounted with the quick fist there, which is mostly everything else that you'll see. But that inflator, I mean, it's nothing major. I mean, I think it works very well if you're on the trails or have air down. Being on the trails, you need the air back up. There's no air immediate around. This thing will, you know, do its job and get you going. It's got a real big dial on the front, kind of, you know, it's really easy to use, I guess. So it's good to have. And then I got this My Medic IFAC, and I believe that's the IFAC Mini. I'm not sure the exact version, but in any case, it's a MyFac first aid kit, and that's just mounted up. It has Molle attachments on it, and it's just ran through the Molle system on the panel. And if you need to get to it, you can kind of just access it real quick without having to do the Molle panel. Just undo that and pull it right off. There's this Velcro to the back, and then that's Molle'd on there. So real quick access if you need to just grab it and go. So that's it on that. Here in the middle, got this Warren recovery. This is their medium duty recovery kit. It comes with pretty much everything that you would think would come in a recovery kit. I mean, nothing special or nothing in addition that you wouldn't think would come in one. I mean, some gloves here. It's got 2 shackles, recovery strap, and then of course your tree savers. I added this. This is worn as well. This line dampener that does not come with this. So I just rolled that up. I keep that in there. But snap block, and then you got 2 of your D-rings here. So this pretty much just stays on the truck unless I need the extra bedroom, but otherwise I just kind of leave it in the truck. So that's that. And back to the center here, it's the Rotopax water and gas containers, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, these are the 1.75 gallon for both water and gas, and as you can see, they're mounted up with the Rotopax mount, which is hooked right to the JCR panel. We'll actually look at that real quick. It's kind of self-explanatory, but buttons right up to that. And then over here is the Fiskars Hatchet. So I think I got that at Lowe's. Really, it's nothing special on that. I think it's, I forget the exact model. But it's pretty handy to have on the truck. There's been times where like there's big branches or something sticking out on the trail, nothing I can just pull back or snap. You might want to kind of give it a couple whacks with that, and honestly I think it kind of just looks cool up there, but it's always good to have something like that or something similar on the truck, just in or even in any other situations where you might need something like that. So but there is that. Again, that's made by Fiskars. So, and then this bag, I've just had this. I'd never had a use for it. It was like sitting in my closet in a box for the longest. And it's attached by Molle's, by like the Molle system as well, which is ran right through the panel. But never really had a good use for it. So after getting the truck and then the Molle panels, figured I'd find some good use for it. I just keep like ratchet straps and like cam buckles in there. Couple extra microfiber cloth and stuff like that. So and it ended up finding some pretty good use for it, instead of sitting in a box in the closet like it was for years. And then right here, it's a medium-sized tarp that's rolled up. It's kind of got these Velcro strapped to that, and then those are zip tied in the back. But there's been plenty of times I've been on the trail or even getting set up or getting my sway bar disconnected, because I don't have quick disconnects, at least not right now. I've been putting it off for a while, and that's for a reason, because I know my lift is going to change yet again for the third, or no, technically it'll be the 4th time it'll change in some way, shape, or form. But I'm trying to get my lift situated before I get some kind of quick disconnects, because the ones I want are kind of based off of the shocks and your lift height and stuff like that. So I don't really want to have to backtrack or do anything. But anyway, point being is, having to get down, get underneath the truck, and which even that only takes maybe 15 minutes tops. But it's always good to have a tarp. You don't want to be laying down in the dirt, especially if it's like any kind of mud or something like that. But I found good use to having a tarp on the truck as well. And then lastly over here is just another light source. Besides just being stationary, you might need to get out and see something, so having a mag light on the truck works pretty good. And this is a legit flashlight. So and as you can see, that's mounted in with 2 of the quick fist mounts. So that's kind of it. I do have the bed outlet, as you can see down there. I haven't really had opportunity or need to use it, but that's something that's really important, I think, to have on any kind of truck bed, is some kind of a power source. So that came stock on this particular Jeep. There's not many things that didn't come on this stock already. It came with like practically everything, so that was another good feature to have. But that's really it. I don't think I'm missing anything else. If there is, I'll list it in the description later, and I'll put links, or at least if not the direct link, I'll at least put the website for each thing I've covered on the bed or my setup in the description as well. So if you guys have any kind of questions, or you know, looking to do anything similar, just reach out, hit me up in the comments. I'm usually pretty good about getting back with those. But yeah, that's just kind of a little bit more of an in-depth overview on my particular setup, and this is just what works for me. Again, this isn't like something that's real intricate. There's some crazy setups out there, but you know, like I said, I'm no overlander. I don't really need any of that, and I'm really big on trying to keep everything practical and for my everyday use. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just hit me up, and until next time, say bye, Zeus. Bye-bye, Zeus. Peace.